Motivation Power, Training Guide, Chapter 7, How to Sustain Your Motivation Levels. Sometimes you are going to set goals for the short term that you can accomplish in a few weeks or months. Then there will be other life-changing goals that are going to take years to achieve. No matter how long it takes to achieve your goals, you will need to sustain your motivation to see them through until the end. It is not easy to sustain your motivation for a long-term goal. If it was, then many more people would be doing it. But there is a method that does work for sustaining your motivation over long periods, and that is by creating what we call bite-sized goals. Be careful not to set unrealistic goals. One of the main reasons why people fail to maintain their motivation to accomplish a goal is because the goals they set are unrealistic. We have all done this. The problem with setting unrealistic goals is that they are almost impossible to achieve, and this will reduce your motivation levels to almost zero. You know deep down inside that it is not going to be possible for you to achieve an unrealistic goal, and although you might be able to fool yourself for a while that you can do this, in the end things will catch up with you and your motivation for the goal will disappear completely. What is an unrealistic goal? Well, there are many examples of this. A lot of people that want to lose weight set unrealistic goals. If you are seriously overweight and need to lose 90 pounds, then it is totally unrealistic to set a goal to do this in a month. You are never going to lose over 20 pounds every week. Some people dream of being sports stars. But if you are in your 40s and out of shape, then this is unrealistic. Or perhaps you have a goal of becoming the next lead guitar hero for a famous rock band and cannot play a note. Trying to achieve this in 3 months is very unrealistic. A lot of people set themselves financial freedom goals. There is nothing wrong with this, but be careful about the amount of time that you give yourself to achieve this. Becoming a millionaire in 6 months is theoretically possible, but is it realistic for you? We do not recommend that you base your financial goals on winning lotteries, as this is incredibly unlikely to happen. Break your longer-term goals down. Trying to achieve things too quickly is very likely to end in failure and will sap your motivation. But if you set yourself a goal to achieve something over the next 5 years, this can severely test your motivation as well. Okay, 5 years is not a long time in the grand scheme of things, but when you just set out on a 5-year goal, it can seem like a lifetime away. It is better for your motivation levels if you break this 5-year goal down into smaller goals. You may have heard the old saying, the best way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time. Well, that's the principle in play here. Going for a 5-year goal is likely to involve you in a lot of different steps, and you can easily lose your motivation for this goal at the planning stage. So we recommend that you look at this long-term goal and break it down to as many smaller, achievable in less time, pieces. In this way your new smaller goals seem more achievable and will take less time to accomplish. What's the best way to do this? Well, first of all, identify the major milestones that you need to reach to achieve your 5-year goal. Then treat each of these major milestones as smaller goals. So for example, if your goal is to become financially free in 5 years, think about major milestone amounts of money and create a goal around each of these. Your first milestone could be to become debt-free. The second one could be to pay off your mortgage. Next could be having $50,000 in savings, and so on. Do you get the picture here? Each of these smaller goals will contribute to your financial freedom, but on their own they seem a lot more realistic and achievable than one 5-year financial freedom goal. It is likely that you will need different motivation to become debt-free than you will to save your first $50,000. The next level from the saving of $50,000 could be to make investments in the stock market, and this will need you to develop a different set of skills and be willing to take more risks. Financial goals like this are always measurable, so you will be able to see the progress that you are making, which will keep your motivation high. Imagine that you have $30,000 in debt across 3 credit cards. You start by paying off the debt on the credit card with the highest level of interest, and then you move on to the next one. The same thing applies to paying off your mortgage. As you reduce your debt, you can start to pay down your mortgage loan with the extra money you have from not having to pay high interest rates on your credit card debt. You can see progress, and this keeps your motivation levels high. So if you are finding it tough to stay motivated to achieve a specific goal, look at breaking it down into sub-goals which all contribute to the overall goal. This works really well to keep you motivated and staying on track. The sub-goals appear more achievable and realistic, which will really help. In the next chapter we will look at the best motivational habits.